let's be honest, waiting less than a month for the final 4 episodes of Wednesday Season 2 felt like an eternity. Netflix really knew how to leave us hanging after Part 1's mid-season finale. Uncle Fester breaking into Willow Hill, the reveal of the LOIS experiment, and Tyler going full Hyde before throwing Wednesday through a window? That cliffhanger made everyone desperate for answers. Welcome back to Your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Now that Part 2 is finally here, it delivered on every single front. Bigger twists, shocking reveals, betrayals, and setups for Season 3 that are way darker than anyone expected. So let's break it all down, step by step, and then dive into the finale ending and what it means for the future of Nevermore, Wednesday, and the Addams-family.
If I'm not dead, then why are you here?
Because I am your new spirit guide.
Wednesday in a coma, and a familiar face returns. Part 2 wastes no time throwing us into the aftermath of Tyler's brutal attack. Wednesday is left in a coma, her family devastated, until she suddenly jolts awake, only to find herself face to face with none other than Principal Weems. Now, how is this possible when a spirit guide can only be a relative? Turns out, Weems is technically a distant cousin, which makes her eligible. So Wednesday has a new ghostly companion, and if you know Weems, you know she's not here to just stand by quietly. Meanwhile, Sheriff Santiago and Judy Spanigle hold a press conference. We learn that most of the Willow Hill patients have been rounded up, except for 3, Uncle Fester Addams, Slurp, and Tyler Galpin. And that's not all. Judy calls up a mysterious man in the woods, clearly her personal hitman, and orders him to take care of patient 1938, the only survivor from the old LOIS experiments.
There's not a full moon for another week. You got lucky last time. What do you...
The threat against Enid. Before Wednesday can even leave the hospital, she gets a chilling gift, a bouquet with a note that reads, "You plus Enid equal die tonight." If that wasn't enough to spike her paranoia, she spots Tyler disguised as an orderly. She gives chase, but he slips away. Back at Nevermore, Enid, Thing, and Spirit Weems are waiting for her. Wednesday is still fixated on Tyler being loose and targeting them both, but instead of sharing the threat with Enid, she tries to push her away for her own good. Of course, Enid isn't having it and storms off to be with her pack. Weems urges Wednesday to open up, but in true Addams fashion, Wednesday bottlenecks her emotions and doubles down on solving everything herself. Day of the Dead festivities, and Tyler's mother. Principal Dort is more interested in selling merch and hyping up the Day of the Dead festival than worrying about an escaped Hyde. He even insists Nevermore students can handle themselves because Professor Capri has Hyde experience. This leads Wednesday straight to Capri, who drops a bombshell. Her ex-boyfriend was a Hyde. He killed his jealous master, proving Thorgil's teaching that a Hyde can't live without a master isn't always true. At least not for male Hydes. That detail becomes very important later. Wednesday hatches a dangerous idea, become Tyler's new master herself. Capri and Morticia both try to talk her out of it, but you know Wednesday. Once she sets her mind on something, good luck changing it. The Nightshades regroup, and Wednesday joins in with her own plan to trap Tyler. But just as things are about to go her way, a second Hyde bursts onto the scene. Tyler's mother, Francoise. And yes, she's patient 1938. Francoise reunites with Morticia, demanding to see her son. Morticia strikes a deal. She'll lead him to Tyler if Francoise promises to control him and then leave Jericho forever. Whether Francoise intends to keep that promise is another story. Meanwhile, we cut to Pugsley. He's been low-key heartbroken over Slurp, his zombie pet. With Gomez's help, Pugsley tracks him down during the Outcast Day of Remembrance. Shockingly, Slurp looks more human now thanks to all the brains he's consumed. He can even talk, and he thanks Pugsley for giving him a second chance. But Gomez notices something that chills him. Slurp is actually Isaac Knight, an old acquaintance with deep ties to the Addams family. That mystery unravels later in the finale.
Got this, right? I mean, how hard is it to act like Wednesday Addams?
Wednesday goes glam for 16 hours. If you jumped straight into episode 6, the opening montage probably left you stunned. Wednesday in bright clothes, makeup, and dancing through campus, totally out of pocket. But don't panic. This is explained through a flashback. 16 hours earlier, Wednesday and her parents reveal to Principal Dort and Sheriff Santiago that Francoise is alive and the second Hyde. Dort and Santiago agree to cover it up. But the real chaos comes when Wednesday seeks answers from Grandma, who tells her about Rosalind Rotwood, a legendary raven buried in Nevermore's graveyard. Cue Lady Gaga's jaw-dropping cameo as Rosalind, Wednesday takes her advice and places her hand over a flame to regain psychic sight, and she's warned to break the raven's gaze. Of course, Enid interrupts, pulling her away and triggering a Freaky Friday-style body swap. For the next 24 hours, Wednesday and Enid are stuck in each other's bodies. It's hilarious, but also crucial. Enid learns about Wednesday's premonition, and Wednesday gets a first-hand look at Enid's struggle with her potential alpha status. The shift in Wednesday's vision. The body swap ends after the two confess their deepest fears to each other, and they survive what should have been certain death. But the victory doesn't last long. Weems shows up and drops a terrifying update. The premonition has changed. Enid may be safe now, but someone from the Addams family is destined to die instead. And as if that wasn't enough, Professor Capri visits Enid to deliver more crushing news. If she transforms under a full moon as an alpha, there's a good chance she'll be stuck in her wolf form forever. Worse, other werewolves would hunt her down to police her existence. Enid's strength may be her pack, but her fate is terrifyingly uncertain.
Because every dawn brings the light of a new day.
Principal Mort's big reveal. Now let's talk about Principal Mort. Or rather, Mort and Morning Song. That's right. The shady principal we've side-eyed all season is revealed to be the real founder and leader of the Morning Song cult, the same one that exploited sirens like Bianca's mother. When Mort tries to force Grandmama into donating her entire estate to Nevermore, Wednesday and Bianca team up to expose him. With Thing's help, Wednesday steals Mort's siren protection necklace, making him vulnerable to Bianca's powers. At a gala, Bianca compels him to confess everything, running the cult, kidnapping her mother, manipulating Grandmama, and even murdering the fake leader of Morning Song with his fire abilities. Mort tries to take Bianca hostage, but Ajax steps in and turns him to stone. The statue crumbles, permanently ending Mort. And with that, Nevermore loses yet another principal. Isaac Knight's true identity. While all this drama is happening, Wednesday pieces together Isaac Knight's full story. Remember Slurp, Pugsley's zombie buddy? Yeah, he's actually Isaac, a genius who once tried to cure his sister Francois of her hide powers. Years ago at Nevermore, Isaac used Gomez as a guinea pig to power his machine. The experiment drained Gomez of his electric abilities. Morticia intervened, severed Isaac's hand, and killed him in the process. To cover it up, she and Gomez buried his body under the skull tree. But thanks to Augustus Stonehurst and some twisted science, Isaac came back to life in zombie form. And Thing, he's Isaac's severed hand. That reveal alone might be the creepiest and most heartbreaking twist of the season.
I enjoyed that.
The finale, Pugsley kidnapped. The season finale kicks off with Isaac kidnapping Pugsley. His plan is to use Pugsley's powers to run his machine again and finally rid Francois of her hide nature. Morticia and Gomez try to handle it themselves, but Wednesday refuses to be sidelined. She gets a snow globe from Isaac with one word etched inside: midnight. Along with Thing, she heads to the skull tree to confront him, but Isaac is far too powerful. He buries Wednesday alive, and the only one strong enough to dig her out is Enid, who finally embraces her wolf form under the full moon. Enid claws Wednesday out just in time, but the cost is huge. She may now be permanently stuck as a werewolf. The final battle. Meanwhile, Isaac begins his experiment. At the last second, he uses Tyler instead of Francois, shocking him and ripping away his hide powers. Tyler begs Wednesday to kill him, but she frees him instead, knowing the only way to fight a hide is with another hide. This leads to a brutal showdown. Tyler versus Francois, mother against son. While they battle, Wednesday smashes Isaac's machine with her axe. The explosion destroys Isaac's lab. Francois, realizing her fate, falls to her death voluntarily. Isaac doesn't go quietly. He strangles Wednesday, nearly killing her, until Thing regains control of himself, rips out Isaac's mechanical heart, and detaches permanently from Isaac's body. Isaac dies, this time for good.
Trip. So where to? Slaughter Beach? Death Valley?
We're headed north to rescue Enid. She's an alpha.
Ooh!
loose ends, and shocking teases. Back at Nevermore, Agnes warns that the school is shutting down with no principal left to run it. Wednesday barely has time to process before she learns Enid has been spotted on a wildlife camera wandering the woods in wolf form. Uncle Fester joins her as they set off to find her. But that's not the only setup for Season 3. Morticia gives Wednesday Aunt Ophelia's diary, which raises the question of why Grandmama is secretly keeping Ophelia locked away in a hidden chamber. And Tyler? He's approached by Professor Capri, who reveals that she herself is half Hyde. She invites him to join a pack of Hydes who live without masters, hinting at a terrifying collective he might become part of. What happens next? Season 3 already has 3 major storylines locked in. Wednesday and Fester searching for Enid and trying to restore her humanity, Grandmama's mysterious imprisonment of Aunt Ophelia, Tyler joining Professor Capri in her Hyde pack, which could be the most terrifying new threat yet. And of course, Bianca, Ajax, Eugene, Thing, Gomez, Morticia, and Pugsley are all poised to return. Whether Lady Gaga's Rosaline makes another appearance remains to be seen, but it wouldn't be surprising.
My friend, or the beast that's consumed her.
Our nerdy thoughts. Wednesday Season 2 Part 2 raised the stakes in ways that Season 1 never even hinted at. From the shocking reveal that Slurp was actually Isaac Knight, to the heartbreaking twist of Enid's fate, to Nevermore possibly shutting down entirely, it's clear the series isn't afraid to push its characters to the limit. And that finale? It left us with more questions than answers, but in the best way possible. Wednesday may have survived another prophecy, but this time, the Addams-family itself is at the center of the storm. Season 3 is set up to be darker, bolder, and even more twisted. And if there's one thing we can count on, it's that Wednesday Addams is never going to shy away from chaos.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.